All right, let's just get right into it. We like to think we have this strong wall defending us from misinformation. But what if that wall is basically the Maginot Line? You know, the one France built? A massive, brilliant, incredibly expensive defense that was built to fight the last war. And what if it's completely useless against the kind of threats we're facing right now?
To see exactly what I mean, just look at these numbers. Back in March 2024, a deepfake video pops up. It's supposedly President Zelensky of Ukraine announcing a surrender. In just 90 minutes, an hour and a half, it rocks up 12 million views. Now, how long did it take the fact-checkers to prove it was fake? 4 hours. And their correction? It only reached 200,000 people. I mean, that isn't just a gap, it's a total catastrophic failure of the entire system. And that really gets us to the heart of the matter. The people doing the work, the fact-checkers, they did their jobs perfectly. The problem isn't their effort. As the source material puts it so well, this was a failure of architecture. The whole system we've built to defend the truth is just structurally broken for the world we live in today.
So let's dig into that, this failure of architecture. The problem at its core is something called post hoc verification, which, is really just a fancy way of saying we check the facts after they've already gone viral. And this creates a kind of structural trap that we just can't seem to escape. I mean, just look at how slow and clunky the old process is. First, a claim appears and spreads like absolute wildfire. Then, a group of editors has to get together and decide if it's even worth their time to check. Then, experts have to spend hours, sometimes even days, verifying it. And only then, finally, is a judgment published. Every single step here is reactive. We're always playing catch-up. And here's the real kicker. By the time the truth finally gets its boots on, the lie has already done all the damage. Cognitive scientists have a name for this. It's called the continued influence effect. Remember that whole conspiracy theory that 5G towers were spreading COVID? Well, fact-checkers eventually proved it was total nonsense, but not before 77 cell towers were physically attacked and burned down in the UK alone. The correction just came way too late. This brings us to the first massive, fatal flaw in our defense architecture, the absolutely insane asymmetry of time. What we're watching is a battle between the speed of lies and the much, much slower speed of truth. Get a load of this number. During the 2024 U.S. election cycle, researchers found that AI was generating political content at a rate of 50,000 pieces every single hour. Just think about that. That's the speed and the scale of the attack we're facing. Okay, now, let's compare that to our defense. All of the world's fact-checking organizations combined can verify about 200 claims a day. 50,000 per hour versus 200 per day. You see the problem? This isn't about hiring more people. It's a total category error. You just can't manually fight an automated exponential onslaught. And this visual just lays it all out perfectly. On the left, in red, you've got the AI-driven disinformation, generating the content, translating it, distributing it globally. We're talking seconds and minutes. Then, look at the right, in blue. That's us, human fact-checking. Detection, verification, editorial review, that takes hours, days, sometimes even weeks. It's like trying to stop a bolt of lightning with a walking stick. It's just not going to work. So the takeaway here is absolutely crucial. It's not that truth is weaker than a lie. It's not. The problem is purely about velocity. Truth is losing because it is structurally, fundamentally, and right now, hopelessly slow. All right, so if the speed gap wasn't bad enough, let's move on to the second fatal flaw, which just builds on the first, the mismatch of scale. We are facing a planetary automated attack, but our defenses, they're local and they're manual. This slide really shows the problem perfectly. Up top, you see the AI attacks. They're global, they're multilingual, they operate across video, audio, and text all at the same time. But now look at the bottom. Our defenses are like these little isolated castles, national fact-checking groups stuck in one language in one country. A lie that gets launched in Russia can be translated into 47 different languages before a single fact-checking team in one country has even held a meeting about it. And the asymmetry is just stark. The scope for the defenders is national. For the attackers, it's planetary. The defenders are mostly monolingual. The attackers are omnilingual. They speak everything. But this last row, the goal, might be the most important difference. Fact-checkers are reactive. They're trying to defend the truth. The attackers, they're proactive. Their goal is just to flood the zone with so much noise and chaos that the truth becomes completely irrelevant.
So, this brings us to the third and honestly, maybe the most revealing flaw in the system. It's all about economics. To really understand why we are losing this fight so badly, all you have to do is follow the money. Just look at this. This is what's being called the 2000 to 1 gap. As a society, globally, we spend over $200 billion a year on cybersecurity to protect our computers, our servers, our machines. So how much do we spend protecting our minds, our shared reality? Less than 100 million. That's a 2,000 times difference. We are literally valuing our machines 2,000 times more than our own sense of reality. And the reasons for this gap are completely structural. Cybersecurity is this massive global industry. It's funded by essential corporate investment, and its objective is prevention, stopping the attack before it happens. Fact-checking, on the other hand, is this fragmented world of nonprofits. It's funded by optional donations and grants, and its objective isn't prevention, it's triage. It's just cleaning up the mess after the damage is done. One is an industrial-scale defense system. The other is a collection of artisanal workshops.
Okay, so if the old model is completely broken by design, it's too slow, it's too small, and it's massively underfunded, that begs a pretty big question, right? What's the alternative? How do we even begin to fight back against this? Well, the answer might actually be found in a problem that we've already solved. We need to look at the lesson of the spam filter, because this offers a completely new way, a new paradigm for how to think about defending ourselves. I mean, think about it for a second. We didn't defeat email spam by hiring millions of people to read every single email and check if the claims inside were true. That would have been completely insane. No, we beat it by building systems that analyze context and patterns. Spam filters do not care about the content of the email. They care about where it came from, its network behavior, the reputation of the sender. They shifted the entire focus from truth to trust.
And this right here, this is the absolute core of the paradigm shift we need to make. We have to stop asking the old question, which is this specific claim true? Instead, we need to start asking a new and much more powerful question. Should this source, this network, this pattern of behavior be trusted?
So what does this new security way of thinking actually look at? Well, it's not about the literal words in the post, it's about signals, like origin authentication. Where did this really come from? It's looking at network behavior patterns, the velocity of how fast something is spreading, signs of coordinated amplification by bots. It focuses on the intent behind the message, not just the content of the message.
This table just puts it all together beautifully. The legacy paradigm, fact-checking, focuses on content. It happens after the damage is done. It's manual, and its only goal is correction. The new security paradigm focuses on context and networks. It operates in real time as things are happening. It's automated. And its goal isn't just to correct individual lies, but to build systemic resilience against all of them. And that leads us to this really powerful conclusion from the source material. We just have to accept that the old way of doing things is over. The painstaking, artisanal work of proving truth one claim at a time is simply no longer viable. The real challenge now, the work of our time, is to figure out how to design entire digital environments where truth actually has a fighting chance to begin with. So, I'll leave you with this question. The Maginot Line has been breached. The old defenses are down. Knowing everything we now know about the speed, the scale, and the economics of this new threat, what is it actually going to take? From tech companies, from governments, and from all of us, to build an information environment where truth can not only be found, but can actually survive and thrive.